This conference will now be recorded.
Perfect. So we're doing goal setting today, which is one of my favorites. So, you guys have gone through conversational selling, you've gone through learning your story, you've got those great skills now to have the power to grow your business even more. So now we want to take the next step and really start to look at what your dreams and your goals are, and we'll do that in goal setting. So this is it's a pretty short presentation today, guys. So the majority will be probably looking at the vibe and then answering any questions you might have on the goal setting application guide. So you might want to have that out or near you if you do have it, because it'll make it easier, and you can take notes if you want to on how to find the numbers. So this is our agenda. So you already looked at the goal setting sheet probably, but it starts with your dream. So really thinking about, what is your dream? What are you trying to achieve? What do you need? What do you want out of this business? Having SMART goals and really asking yourself the questions to make sure that they're actually a SMART goal. Our measures. So what to think about as you're setting goals, and then defining strategies. So this is really cool. I love to read this every time. But members of the Harvard 1975 MBA program were asked if they had written down a clear set of goals. Only 3% of them had. 10 years later, the 3% that had written down goals were earning on average 10 times more than the other 97% of the class combined. So what do you guys think happened? Why do you think this is?
Well, the ones that wrote them down can focus on them. I mean, they can see them, visualize it, and, it keeps it there in front of them as a motivation to reach that goal.
Yep.
That was basically, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Sorry,
no, you're fine.
So it's perfect. Yeah. It's basically your dream just stays in your head as a dream until you write it down and make it an actual goal and have a plan to it. And you really do find that people are more apt to achieve their dreams and goals if they have them written down and they can refer back to them, as well as being able to adapt them as time goes by. So we'll talk about that a little bit too. So it's important to dream big. Avon has helped many great people achieve big dreams. We know a lot of them, right? We talked about Lydia Riley. We talked about Lisa Wilbur. I'm sure you guys all know her story. Rhonda Voss. I mean, we could go on and on and on. I mean, but it's not even them, right, that are, our Avon millionaires, our Avon, people that have achieved that. But we've also helped people, go on vacation that they never would have been able to do, or like you guys said, meet some friends and have that camaraderie with different people, right? We've helped people, come out of their shell and be able to feel more confident. So it's really great. There's a lot of things. So it's important to determine specifically how your Avon business can help you achieve your dream. It's also important to determine when you want to achieve your dream. And you guys hear me ask this a lot already. So like putting a timestamp on it, because you're more apt again to achieve those goals if you know when. Again, we'll talk about that with SMART goals. So dreams might take years to achieve. So we're going to look at, the A and SMART and all of that as we get into the SMART goals to make sure that your dreams are achievable. So think about these things. And again, this is the whole front page of your application guide. So how much money will be required? How much money do you need to achieve whatever said dream? Okay. What title will you need to achieve? So not only, I like both in there. So not only leadership title, but also sales title, right? What do you need? And then how much time do you have to achieve it? So let's say your dream is that you want to go to Hawaii next summer. Well, we need to figure out how much it's going to take to get you to Hawaii, because you need it by the summer of 2020, right? So we need to break it down. So these are SMART goals. This is one of my favorite things to look at when talking about goals, because you really do want to ask yourself these questions as you're going through setting your goals. Because if you're not answering yes to all of these and you're not doing all of these, then they're probably not a SMART goal, and we need to narrow them down even a little bit more. So setting goals versus establishing a measurable set of targets that will enable you to reach your overall dream. What goals are not discrete activities, single actions, or high-level concepts. So the SMART acronym, I can never say that word, is S specific, M measurable, A attainable, R relevant, and T time bound. So here's some examples of, what a SMART goal is and is not. So I want to recruit more. Do you think that's smart? A SMART goal? Is it specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound?
You don't really give yourself any smaller goals to reach. I would say no.
Right. Okay, so yeah, it's not smart, but what could make it smart is I want to recruit one person each month through the end of this year. Oh, see, definitely smart.
Details.
Yes, yeah. What it's all about. So you guys all want to do that. You want to recruit more, but let's really talk about what we need to do in order to reach the dream. And then I want to increase my personal sales. Not so smart, right? But smart is I want to increase each of my personal orders for campaigns 4 and 5 by $100. Okay, pretty measurable, right? Pretty specific. It's time bound. It makes sense. So that's kind of the difference. So I'm gonna help challenge you a little bit to dig deeper to see not only are your goals challenging, but maybe are they too challenging? Did you challenge yourself too much? Is that really attainable? Keep thinking about that as you're setting these goals. So can I actually make this goal in the time that I've set aside? Or do I maybe need a couple more campaigns? Or did I make my goal too easy? I'm already doing that. Can I challenge myself to get one more new recruit? Or can I challenge myself to get another $50 sale every campaign? So we'll use these key measures for our goals. This will ensure that our goals are specific, measurable, relevant, which is 3 of the 5 letters in SMART. We'll begin with our personal goals because they are most directly tied to our dream. Our personal goals includes our earnings title, our G1 new appointments, and our personal sales dollars. So because our teams help us achieve our earnings and titles goals, our next step is going to set those team goals. So we'll look at both of these and see what the measures are for these, but personal goals, earnings title, earnings amount, G1 appointments, personal sales, right? And then we'll move into the team, which you can see here is team new appointments is your team recruiting, team size, how many people do you have active on your team, order activity percent, team orders, the average order size, and then your total team sales. So we're going to look at all of that while we do goal setting and really narrow it down. So there's additional measures we might lack at, but we really believe that these are the highest level measures that drive leader success. That's why we'll establish our team goals using these measures. So yeah, there's other stuff we can look at, and there's probably other things that are going to come up and we're going to talk about, but these are what we're going to actually write down and measure. So let's talk about the things you should consider when setting your personal goals. The first thing you need to consider is your dream. So how close do you want to get to achieving that dream? And is it important to align your goals with your dream? So another important consideration is your time. We all talked about this one. How much time do you plan to commit to your Avon business? So again, this is going to come in planning, but start to think about that now. So how much time do you want to commit to your business, or do you plan to commit to your business? If your goals are aggressive, but you don't have time to dedicate them, you can't be successful. And what I want more than anything is to be able to celebrate at the end of this, you guys making maybe not all of your goals, but some of your goals, and then we can realign the other ones. So it's important to be realistic so your goals are attainable, which again is that A in SMART. So an important step in setting your goals is reflecting on past performance. You need to understand your past in order to plan the future. So why do you guys think it's important to do that, to reflect on the past? What can it tell you?
Well, it can tell you what you were doing right and what you were doing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Guide you to not make the same mistakes.
Perfect. Yep. So it shows you where you're successful and where you may need to change your approach, right? What you need to do differently. So it's also important to consider the impact of your Generation 1 new appointments. Typically, that has impact on your business. This knowledge can help you determine how many you want to add this coming year. So if you tell me, like Christina, I'll take you for instance, that you want to be bronze leader by the end of campaign 26, 2019, we need to look at how many additional recruits, how many additional people on your team that's going to take, right? And whether those people are going to come from you as G1 new appointments, or again, when we get into the team, are some of your team going to help you with that as well? So is there anything else you guys think we should consider when setting your personal goals than what's on the screen? I mean, I truly think if we stick with these, again, I'm all about simplicity. So I think stick with this for right now. And then as you start to do this, you may need to add something to it, right? So once your personal goals are established, you can focus on your team goals for the upcoming year. Your team's downline results significantly impact your personal results. Well, we know that, don't we? So can someone give me an example of how your downline's result impacted your personal success in a hugely positive way? Or it can be negative. I'd rather it be positive, though.
Well, that's kind of up and down too.
Mm-hmm.
Like during the holidays, especially, of course, I ran a big fundraiser. I did a big Herbie fundraiser for the Children's Hospital here. So, that really helped team sales a lot and got me to Gold Ambassador. But, I also take the time, like this morning already, I have two recruits that I have brought on in the past month that haven't placed an order yet. So I sent them both a text this morning just to let them know that I'm here if they need anything or if they have any questions. It's just one of those things. Like I had less people before Christmas on my team and made Gold Ambassador, and now I have more people on my team and I'm barely hovering over bronze.
Yeah. So that's perfect. That's a positive and a negative. Perfect. So it's about, do you have that activity order percent, or maybe you have a higher team average order size during the holiday, which generally we do. So your average team size as far as sales over the holidays may have been 250, where now we're into the beginning of the year, your average order size may only be like $95. Right. So without motivating them or finding out what motivates them, sometimes it can have a negative impact and sometimes it can have a positive impact. But yeah, they helped get you to Gold Ambassador during the holidays because they were selling more, right?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Anything else you guys want to add to that?
Not from my personal experience, because I haven't gotten there yet, but like even team sales, like setting goals with that can help you earn like the big incentives from Avon. So like there's a lot of representatives because of their team sales in like, it helped push them over whatever goal they needed to make that trip.
Absolutely. Yep. So a lot of people are going to Los Cabos because they set a goal to have 30 new qualified new recruits during the incentive period, and qualified new recruits means $150 order, right? And they all have to hit it. So, I mean, there's people that are going on the trip just literally based on having qualified new recruits.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So setting those goals as well. I love it. Is there anything you guys want to add to the team goals? I mean, again,
that's something that I kind of struggle with. It's like, I've tried so many different ways to get my team motivated and get them out, get them sharing their e-store, their e-brochure. I've done live videos on our team page, everything. And I can only do so much. It's up to them whether or not they want to go out and actually work the business.
And that's absolutely correct. So you guys can only do what you can do. The biggest thing I can say to you is if you can get in touch with them, the way to be successful motivating them is to ask them what they're looking to get out of this business. So finding out their why, finding out kind of what we're doing with goal setting, maybe doing a goal setting with them. You're going to have more invested people. I mean, again, they have to reach out to you, right? They have to talk to you. They have to respond to your text or your phone call. But if you can get those people that are actually responsive, you're going to have a better chance of finding out, you know, what's driving them or what you can do to drive them. Good. Okay. So once you set your personal and team goals, you're going to ask to set specific goals for key performance indicators for the next 6 campaigns, which is the next 3 months or a quarter. So you're basically going to reflect back on your last 6 campaigns in order to get an average. So for you guys, excuse me, because we had the holiday in there, right? I still think it's going to be a good indicator for you because you've had these first 4 campaigns. So it's really just 25 and 26 that are going to be in there. So since we close out today, unless you already did it, Christina, it's okay if you didn't do through campaign 4, but let's look at the last 6 campaigns as far as 25, 26, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? While doing this goal setting. If you did through 3, Christina, that's fine too. So no worries. You don't have to go back and change it. I would hate to do that, but it just gives us an idea on how we can get, you know, better accurate numbers on the average for the last 6 campaigons. So what do you need to stay on track? And
it's kind of funny though, Jess, like that thing you set out, I thought it was due for this phone call today. So
I know
everybody trying to run through it over the weekend, and I was like going, I don't know how to do this.
I know, and I was like, well, because I haven't told you how to do it yet, but that's okay. I have people do it every different way every time we do it, so it's not a big deal. Some people like to try to do it before we do the module. Obviously, you're going to get the information during the module, but no worries, it's okay. It even says on here, so think about what season it is. Can you expect more or less from your business in this time of year? Again, I think we can be smart and we can really plan for maybe a lull in the business by having something like a fundraiser, right, Christina, or something like that. But we need to think about that way ahead of time. So 6 campaigns or more ahead of time, we need to be planning for that because maybe we knew that campaign 2 probably wasn't going to be great, right? But if we had something planned during campaign 2, we could have made up for that. So where do we plan to focus our efforts? Can you focus on growing your team now, which will positively impact your business in the long term, which I think you guys are all sort of having somewhat of a focus on that. And then we just talked about this, so reflecting to ensure success. So ask yourself these key questions and adjust as necessary. So are your goals attainable? Can you stretch your goals even further? Do your short-term specific goals align with your personal and team goals? And will you make enough incremental progress, my favorite word, in the next 6 campaigns to achieve your personal and team goals? So that's why I like this, because we're incrementally progressing. So you'll see that as we start to do the goal setting. So you usually don't stay stagnant from campaign to campaign. We want to see some sort of growth, even if it's $2 in team sales, even if it's 1 new recruit, right? Even if it's adding $5 to your average order size every campaign, whatever it is, it's going to help you get closer to your goal. If you find that your goals are not quite right, guess what? We just adjust them. No big deal. And that's why we'll look back at this after we're done, before we finish up this whole entire program. And we'll look at a couple campaigns and we actually find the gaps to your goal and then readjust, which is really cool. So we'll look at that too. So once your goals are set, it's important to think about how you are going to achieve them. So what is your strategy? A strategy is actually a high-level set of activities, not a detailed set of activities. So it's just like kind of like when we brainstorm, that's kind of what it is. And then when we go into planning, we'll actually write down what activities support your strategy, and we'll start to plan them on your calendar. So these are just some ideas. So think about your personal goals. So how will you achieve your title goal? How will you increase your earnings? How will you identify potential new representatives? Oh, well, we have the 5x5 right now. So think about your team goals. How will you help your team increase total orders? How will you help your team members place more orders, right? How will you help your team grow their teams? We're going to talk about all of that. So how will you keep your team satisfied so they keep their Avon business? And I think that one really is good because it's going back to finding out if we can actually set up one-on-one conversations with them, or maybe 2 or 3 people at a time, or can we meet them for coffee if they don't live across the country, or can we hop on Skype with them for a couple minutes and, you know, just see them, right? So these are possible strategies. So what you want to, again, think about is continuing to do things that are proven successful. Do more of your most productive activities. Stop doing things that do not produce results. So ask yourself, is this an income producing activity? Is this an activity that supports my goals and dreams? If it's not, don't do it. So try new activities that could drive results. Try something new. Try something that you saw that you thought was really cool on, you know, YouTube or Facebook, and just try it once and see if it works. So by doing the same things, you'll yield the same results. If your goals are different than your past results, you're going to need to do something different, right? So you have to change it up. If you want the same results, keep doing the same thing. If you want different results, we have to try something else. So the strategies are high level and they're not too detailed. So remember that too as you're thinking about that. That's your last page of your application guide. So we've talked about your first page, right? Dreams, goals, SMART goals, setting them up, thinking about, you know, how much money you need, what title you need to be at, all of that. And then the last page, you're just going to jot down some notes and you're going to jot down some strategies that we can then break down to activities when we go into the planning module. So it's just strategizing. It's just brainstorming your business to help you reach your goals, okay, on that last page. And now we're going to talk about the 2 middle pages. Don't look at my screen because this is old. And I know I pulled it up already and it was a different one. So this says the next 26 campaigns. We're not doing that. So it's just the next 6. So set your goals. Yeah, we don't do that. We used to do a year. We used to look at the whole year and then 6 campaigns. Now we just look at 6 campaigns because it was way too confusing to do a whole entire year. So we're just going to look at the past 6 campaigns. And I'm going to close this down a little. And I'm going to pull up Christina, if you don't mind. So this is Christina's dashboard, basically, right? This is what both of yours looks like. It should if you're on 2.0, which I think you both are. I know you are, Christina, because I'm looking at yours.
The screen didn't switch for me.
Oh, did it not switch for you?
I'm still on goals and strategy.
Yeah, you are.
Because there it is.
I have 2 monitors, and sometimes I forget to put it on the right one. So that I'm sharing, it confuses me. So, okay, here we go. So here's Christina. You should have your closed campaign comparison on your dashboard. Oh, she does. There it is. Every single thing category that you need for your last 6 campaigns will be right here, with the exception of your earnings. Your earnings will only be, and I don't know if you have, you know, we're closing out, so it might not. Oh, there it is, your earnings summary. The only thing you'll need is your earnings summary because that is on there as well. It's one of the first quadrants for your personal goals. So you'll need to go back to your leadership earnings statement in order to see those. Do you guys know how to do that piece? I know you had that filled out, Christina.
Yeah.
Basically the same way. You pull up the earnings and then there's a pull down for each campaign and you'll look at what your earnings were for each campaign for the last 6 campaigns. So starting with campaign 25 and going through 26. That's
See, look at that.
Go ahead.
Team sales. Look at that drop off.
Where?
Under team sales. It's like a, great big line up there, and then all of a sudden they
Oh,
just
right
drop
here,
down.
right here. Yeah.
But at least they're increasing slowly.
They are, and that's all we're going to look for. We're going to look at that incremental increase. So if you can keep that momentum up, you're going to be back here in no time. Okay? So I want to really, if you guys have a hard time with the leadership earnings statement, don't really worry about it, okay? But the biggest part is going to be this part. So what you're going to do is you're literally going to take this drop down right here, and you're going to start with campaign 25. So all you do is go to campaign 25. It's going to tell you your additions. Now there's a section for G1 additions, and there's a section for G1 through G3 additions. For you guys, you're going to probably know, because your business is so new, you're going to know whether that was you or one of your teammates. Okay? For most of you, I think pretty much you guys might have like a promoter on your team. I don't think you have anybody higher than that. But if you do,
it drives me crazy, Jess. I have one that she could have been bronze ambassador months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have one that teeters.
Yes, I mean, it's like she recruited 10 people like right off the bat when she signed on. Yes, and I think there's 3 or 4 of them now that they're active, but she's not placing personal orders enough for her to make bronze ambassador. And I keep talking to her, and I'm like, girl, that's a $500 paycheck.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about her quite a bit. Then we'll brainstorm some things about her when we get into planning, because we'll talk in coaching. Because we'll talk about those people.
And 2 people in her downline have started recruiting. One of them already has 3 recruits.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm kind of going like, what are you waiting for?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's exactly. So, I mean, you're doing the right thing by talking about the $500 bonus. I mean, generally, that's the biggest thing that I would speak to is, you're leaving $500 on the table. Like, why?
Yeah.
And then you can figure out why. Is it because they're not looking for new customers? Can we show them the 5x5 and how to do that? And maybe that'll be easier for them than schlepping around some brochures.
Well, I mean, I do know that she had a baby in November.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember, but that was not, it was shortly after that hurricane came through, and she lives in Conway, and they're still flooded. They are still flooded.
I know, it's really devastating. So
I mean, she went through a lot, but I'm going, okay, well, since you've had the baby and she's in like 3 different direct sales companies too.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like going, okay, if you have time to do these other 2, seriously, if it were me, I would put those to the side and focus on Avon. But that's just me.
And make $500 real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, hi. Okay. So yeah, we'll talk about them, because those are people that obviously you want to spend your time with, but it sounds like you are, but maybe we can think of some other things like outside the box to help them.
Okay.
Motivate them. We'll see. We'll talk about her definitely. So addition. So this one in campaign 25, it was probably you, Christina.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll know that. And then you're going to look at the size. Now, I want you guys to know that this is on your application guide. This is called Team Registered Recruits. It says Team Reg Recruits. So these are going to be your 24 that are registered. It means they're active. That's all. Orders, you had 10. Your activity percent was 41%. Average order size was $152. That's where it comes in. It's a little higher probably. And then you're not going to look at leadership sales. You're going to actually look at award sales.
Right.
Okay. And then this is your personal quadrant. So at the top of the page, it'll say campaign 25. You're going to have to write it in the left-hand column. You're going to have to write 25, 26, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you'll look at your award sales. You're going to look at your earnings title, not your achievement title. So silver ambassador. And then you'll put your 1 recruit on that top portion. And then all you do then is move on to campaign 26. And you see 4 isn't there yet. It'll be there tomorrow. Or you guys can just go up here. Where did and look at the numbers on here. But honestly, like, I would just wait until tomorrow and have it all pulled up under there because this could change today, right? I mean, we have until 5 o'clock today. Hopefully we have some more orders come in and things like that.
Well, we have a long way to go. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I'm probably going to lose title in the next couple of campaigns if I can't light a fire under them or something. I don't know.
We'll figure it out. We'll light a fire. Think about other things you can do. So it's like consistently recruiting. So there you had 2 that campaign. You had 1 that campaign. I mean, you're adding every campaign, which is really, really good. But can we maybe add 2 or 3 every campaign? And
Right.
are they placing orders?
Well, I added 6 actually in January, but one of them got taken away because she hadn't been gone from Avon for a year.
Right.
So.
And these additions, it actually means additions. So it's not the people that you signed up that campaign. It's the people who actually placed an order that campaign.
Right.
It also can be a reinstatement. So it could have been somebody who went away for 3 or 4 campaigns and now came back. So that could be what this is too. So just so you guys kind of know what additions is saying it is. On your application guide though, I think it says appointments, but it's additions. Do you guys have any questions on how to find the numbers?
Not now, no. I feel kind of silly because it was staring me in the face.
Don't feel silly. That's okay. How would you know? We hadn't done it yet.
Yeah, but it's like right there on the main page.
So then the next page will be, again, don't look at this 26. It will be your next 6 campaigns. So now you're going to put in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So we're going to plan through campaign 10. Based on what your earnings were from the last 6 campaigns, you can start to incrementally increase this. We're never going to know exactly what it is because if you plan on 2 recruits, you might have and they're qualified new recruits, maybe you have a $40 bonus in there plus your earnings, right? So it's kind of just a guesstimate based on that. And then your earnings title. So Christina, she's incrementally trying to get back to gold ambassador. So maybe she's earning silver ambassador, silver ambassador, silver ambassador, and maybe in campaign 8, she pops back up to gold. Okay, based on what we're going to do, based on the activities, right? And then G went 1 appointments. Maybe she commits herself to having 2 new appointments per campaign, or maybe she knows in campaign 8 something great is going on and she's really going to amp up her recruiting, whatever that is. And then your personal sales, you guys should know this. You guys should know kind of what you're trying to do. So let's just say you're trying to shoot for President's Club. Just put in that 480 or whatever you want to do every campaign in order to reach President's Club in here, whatever it is. So if you want to increase your sales from last year, put it in here, 500. I'm going to shoot for $500 a campaign. I'm going to shoot for $700 per campaign, whatever it is. Then you do the same thing down here. So let's just say, right now, Christina feels like her team's not going to recruit anybody. So she might put a couple zeros here, right? But then she knows in campaign 5, 6, 7, we've had the conversation with the girl who had the baby and we're going to get her back into it. She's a good recruiter. She thinks she'll be back on track by campaign 7. And she's like, all right, I'm going to put in here 2. So really it's 4, right? It's 2 from you and 2 from her. You can put a slash and put a 4 because you have 4 team appointments.
She actually did recruit someone yesterday.
Oh, see.
So I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping that all the talking to her is finally starting to sink in because she did recruit somebody yesterday.
So maybe in campaign 5 or 6 on here, then you put 1 for her because that's when that person's going to place their first order. So campaign 6 probably, right? 6 or 7. Right. Because she signed up yesterday, so it won't be 5. It'll probably be 6 or 7. I mean, we don't know for sure. She could place it in 5 because she might be excited. Who knows? And then team new appointments. Oh, that was leaders. I'm sorry. This is G1 through G3 sales leaders. So we were actually talking about appointments, which is right here. Leaders means, I always tell you guys, again, this is your business. You can do this column however you want. The way that I would like to look at it is titled leader. So bronze ambassador or above. So do you foresee you having any bronze ambassador or above in here? Because that gets you bonus too, right? You get a mentor bonus. So those are the people that so let's say for her, we've talked to her, she recruited somebody, she placed an order, she only needs $1,000. She starts placing her orders. Campaign 8, you're going to have a bronze ambassador. Okay.
Right.
Get that? Okay. This is that weird one where it says team registered recruits. That's literally on that campaign comparison. That's just how many active representatives on your team right now. So team size is what it says on the campaign comparison. So team size, if you added 2 up here, add 2 here, right? So let's say your team size said 24. Then you added in campaign 5 2 more, it's 26. You added 3 more in campaign 6, it's then, what did I say, 24, 26, 29, okay? Get it? You're starting to plan out that incremental increase. But again, make sure it's smart. If you know that you're not going to have any recruits in campaign 5, don't write it down. Activity order percent. This one we can talk about, but I mean, look at your average from before and see if maybe you can increase it 1%. It'll be really funny when we sit down together. I'll manipulate the numbers a little bit for you, and you'll see if just by increasing average order size or team activity percent, you'll see how much of a difference it can actually make in your business if everybody just added $2 or $5 to their average order size. And then again, though, we have to think of activities to support how we're going to get them to increase their sales, right? And then you do for activity percent and then team orders, average order size. So let's say your average order size was 152, I think. So let's do 152. Let's say I'm going to do 155 because campaign 5, I think people are going to go for the deal and the what's new. I think people are going to get the elixir. I think it's going to be 155. So 155 times how many people are ordering. Okay, team orders times the average order size will get you this number. Do you need me to say that one more time?
No.
You got it?
I got it.
And
I got
it. Orders by the activity. You got it? Okay. You get the orders by the activity. So if your activity is 50% and you have 10 people, that'd be 5 people ordering times 155. Get it? And then get you this number. 5 times 155 would get you your total team sales. Okay. It's basic math. It's just sometimes it's hard to explain. I think I should probably do a example and maybe that would help. Perfect. So you guys got that. You understand. And then that last page, the 4th page, again, is just coming up with those strategies to support your goals. And then in planning, again, we're going to break those strategies down into income producing activities to put on your calendar. Okay. So our next hot topic question for next Thursday is I don't know. I want to say 14th. I think it's Valentine's Day, right? Because I think we talked about if we wanted to change the date, but everybody said just keep it. So yeah,
it's Valentine's.
It's Valentine's Day, but we're at 11 o'clock in the morning. If you guys want, let me know. But honestly, I think most people celebrate in the evening. But sometimes your kids have stuff at school and stuff like that. So who knows? If something comes up, just let me know. But our hot topic question will be, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? I love that one. And I'll try to send you guys out everything on Monday like I'm supposed to before the call and not the day before like I did last time. My bad. So as you work through your application guide, set your goals high enough to inspire you and make them attainable enough to encourage you. Believe in yourself and what you're capable of. We will get more tactical with planning, like I said, and how you'll achieve your goals on the planning module. So we'll get into it even more, but this is just about starting to be able to, plan those goals out and write them down, which is really important so that we can analyze them in the future. How do I stop the recording? It won't let me. Sorry guys, it won't let me stop the recording.